Good morning, y'all. It's Sunday, and welcome to Brandy Reads. I have an amazing book haul for you guys. She's laughing at me because I'm using my professional voice. But she doesn't get to hear this voice often. This is my daughter, Gloria.
Hey,
Well, this morning we are gonna show you guys some books. I had the opportunity to go to the library this week, and I also went to a different Dollar Tree. I am sorry I didn't take you guys with me, but I was on my lunch. Therefore, I had limited time, and it was further away. But I got all of these. Ugh, it's a big stack, you guys. I can barely lift it. Do you want that? Gloria has some books too, as well. I got these books at the library in the free bin. Go ahead and tell them what the books are about, Gloria.
so there's a Titanic book. It says, I survived the Titanic, and it was a really good book because you got to experience what the other kids' perspectives were, and some of the names were Georgie Calader, Phoebe, and his aunt. They were on the Titanic, and they were kind of like trying to survive, and the kid they almost could like die because they almost got sunk into the boat.
Yeah. We tried to watch the Titanic movie, but I think it's a little too adult.
I didn't want to watch it anyway.
But there were some good parts. Like you could fast forward through the bad parts. That's what my parents used to do.
Could talk about the Titanic at school. Um, Next one is it was I survived 9/11, and so this guy, his name was Lucas, and he liked football, and his dad was going to work, and after his dad was going to work, while they were both at work, the plane crashed into the tower, and it got hijacked, and they almost died, but they got out alive.
Hmm. I don't know about that, but I haven't read this one. But this is interesting. And all of these books are, what kind of books are they?
I survived.
Comics?
Scholastic. This one is the Dragon Kingdom.
Of Renly.
Yeah. So there was this volcano that they had. Wait, no, that was this one. So this one's called I survived.
The Destruction of Pompeii.
Yeah. So there's this town, and they had the thing that was happening. Like it was like a huge volcano, but a bunch of people thought that it was just the ground and the beast saying like hello, and then it was gonna go away. But this their dad, there it was a scientist, and he liked like science a lot. So then they just so then it, then the boy they all tried to warn the village about the volcano. This one is I survived Hurricane Katrina. There was this family, and the sister was very sick, but it wasn't as bad as they thought, and they had to stay home until it passed, but it never passed, and they almost got lost, but they survived.
What happens with hurricanes?
It goes around.
Water.
Yeah.
It's like a tornado in the water.
Yeah. This one is I survived
Nazi
the Nazi and
invasion.
what's an invasion?
That means like war, like Nazis coming into your town.
Okay. So 2 months ago, there was a Nazi, and the little kids they got like taken into the Nazi thingy, and after that they like were trapped in there, but then they like got away to escape and they successfully escaped.
This is a really good book. I actually read this one. This one is about people who partisans, which is people who try to escape the ghetto and the camps, and that's what these kids try to do. So it's really good. It shows kids as warriors, fighters during this time, because I'm sure that there were. It provides the pictures. It has some very dark. This is a dark subject, but it provides it in a way that kids have an understanding. I would say 9, 10 to read this. Uh, Kids have an understanding of what this event was, however, at their level. Thank you, Gloria.
Welcome.
Did you have fun today? She asked to be in the video, so I was like, you know what? Anytime you can spend time with your babies, it's important. You can go.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye, baby.
Bye, besties.
She is hilarious, y'all. So now on to these other books that we have here. So I had you guys can see the ring light in my glasses, I don't know. But I needed a light because this house is so dark. And most of our walls are painted gray, like a light gray color, and I didn't realize how dark that is. And then this room is my son's room, and I come in here because in my bedroom, people are going in and out. We have an open door policy at our house. Like, I never make my kids feel like they can't come in my room. So people are coming in and out. And in addition to that, just I prefer to be in here because my son's away at college. I can be in here quietly, and that's where we're going with this. So this book is called This Here Is Love. I believe it's about a woman this is a slave story. It's written. You know what? Y'all need to do a better job about putting these names on these books. Okay. It's by Princess Joy L. Perry. It is a slave narrative set in Virginia, and basically it's about this woman who's coming out of slavery and a young boy. It's about 3 people, but I don't like to read the inside cover. But she has written before some short stories, so I think this is her first full length novel. So we'll see how this goes. So it just basically, one of them is a slave owner's daughter. So like the slave owner's daughter always had more, what do you call it, more privileges than the other slaves. I know that. Okay, this one right here is called Black Cherokee. And this is about former slaves who were born in the American South, that were born on a reservation. So it's just my experience, and this is just my experience with my family, is that a lot of us, I'm gonna take my glasses off because you guys can see the ring light. A lot of us, my family is from Louisiana and Oklahoma area, and a lot of us were part of the Choctaw Nation. And it is my experience that a lot of Native or Indigenous, however you want to say it, did intermix with Black people. And so that's how Louisiana is known for that. My ancestors on my mom's side took place. So I'm very interested to read this, even though it's from the Cherokee perspective. Very interested to read this. And it's not very long either. These 2 are library books. I think this book is like 260 pages. Very interested. This one right here It's called The Catch. Okay, and it's about twin sisters, and they also, this is a it says the Thames in there, so I'm believing this is part of Britain, and their mother comes up missing, and then they see somebody that looks like their mother. So this is interesting. I don't know what time period it is in because it doesn't really say what period it is. I do know that the sisters are twins and that both of them are very different. And the author, Yrsa Daley Ward, she's a poet and she lives in LA. I really hope this is not in verse. I do not like books in verse. I like to read poetry as poetry and to read books as books. That is just how my mind works. If it is in verse, I can read it, but my my opinion of it is different because okay, so when I read a book, I want you to give me as much information as possible. When I read poetry, it is where I'm trying to decipher, figure out all these things. When I read a book, I don't want to have to do it. Unless it's a mystery. And then by the end of it, I should know what's going on. I shouldn't have to, like, for me, I should not have to. Um, this is really good for you that don't like people on the cover. I'm not, I don't know. This cover is very weird. I know the mother becomes missing by the River Thames. So it's contemporary literature. I know I said that I wasn't going to get into the contemporary literature, but it keeps on pulling me back, you know. Now this right here is by Layla Motley, The Girls Who Grew Big. I really want to take this to work and start with. This is the one this is the first book that I picked up at the library. And all of these are new. So I know that people are really going to want to read them. However, I don't want to, I don't know, this picture might not be appropriate. We have underwear, we have the big belly, but it's very cute. So this book is about 3 different women, all black, and all these are black authors. But this woman, the first woman, becomes pregnant and gets put out of her house. Young woman. So these are about 3 young mothers, the girls who grew big. And I've been seeing this all over the internet. Like people have been talking about this book, reading this book. And she also wrote, Layla Motley also wrote the Night Crawling book, which was an Oprah book club. I do have that in my cart with the library with Libby. So I need to read this and then I can get to that. Probably get to that at the beginning of the year or at the end of this year. But I'm very interested. I'm very intrigued. I think that I think that my mother and my sister scared me to death of like doing the do when I was young because I did never want this to happen to me. I was so scared of this happening to me that it just, no, I didn't want to be a teenage mother. That was just frightening to me. But I do know a lot of teenage mothers that have made it, been successful, ones that have become like doctors, lawyers. So if you are a teen mother or, you know, don't give up. There's ways around things and there's hope out there for you. Now, over to the books at the Dollar Tree. I get so excited. This, I can never say her name right. Sunny Hostin, Summer on Sag Harbor. These are about some black people who are rich, obviously, because I don't know too many black people that can go to Sag Harbor or so these black people, basically there's some people that are trying to, I don't want to say gentrify, uh, but basically it's about Sag Harbor. You know, the rich people in this community of rich black folks and their drama. Um, what I do know, and you guys know her from The View, and she's a lawyer, is that what I do know is that this is going to be a good time. And you know, if any of you guys watch The Housewives or anything like that, that's what I imagine this is. You know, rich black people drama. That's what I see here. Um, but the rich folks from New York City and places like that, Jersey, they go over to the Hamptons and Sag Harbor and all those other places like that. I have never been. I do want to go to Martha's Vineyard one day, but I have never been there. I do think it's good to take your kids places, especially if you are a minority, so that they can see other ways of life. So, like when I am in certain areas, downtown Phoenix, you know, or certain areas, you know, or sometimes when we go to the reservations, I am the type of parent that's like, oh, look at that. You could live like this. You know, when we see people with houses that look like they were built by hand, or, you know, scrambling for food, or, you know, look like they haven't bathed in a month, I definitely show them that side, as well as show them like up north, the beautiful cabins. And, you know, I want my kids to see all sides of life. Now, it's much harder, I think, as a parent to be able to do those things for kids. I used to get mad when I was young because my parents went to China. They went all kind of places. Like me and my husband have been to Africa. I've been to Dominican. He's been to Philippines. Like all these different. But it's hard to take, you know, your kids, you know, to those areas because that's extra beds, that's extra flights. But there are places around yourself that you can take your kids to. I always tell my kids, like, we go road tripping. We've driven all the way from Michigan, that's my home state, to Arizona. So we've been other states. We stayed in nice hotels. We stayed in, you know, Motel Sixes. But, you know, I like to show them the different sides of life so that they have a good understanding of how things are and the importance of getting their self educated or having some kind of trade so that they know that they don't want to live at the bottom of the barrel. But anywho, Neruda on the Park by Clevis Natera. Okay, so this one is about the Guerreras, and it's about New York City. This is a book that I was saying that was about gentrification, and this is they're Dominican, part of that the diaspora, and so that's what this is about. So I'm really looking forward to this, and it has a blurb by Julia Alvarez. I don't know if you guys have ever read her, but she's a really good writer as well. She wrote How the Garcia Girls Lost Their Accent. She's very well known uh, Latina art writer, and this is the author, and she's won several awards. Clevis Natera, and I hope I'm saying that correctly because my Spanish rolling the R's is not very good. And yeah, she lives in Jersey, but was raised in New York, so that's good. How the one-armed sister sweeps her house. Now I'm gonna tell you this, and I always tell my kids: when you see somebody out there with a disability, there's no reason, there's no excuse, there's no excuse. This book also has, I guess it's a great book for reading book clubs because it has reading book club questions in the back. It's at Barbados, and it's a cautionary tale. It says a cautionary tale about what happens to girls who disobey their mothers and go into the Baxter's tunnels. And this Layla, the main character, her husband is a petty criminal. I I don't know how many of you have ever read The Coldest Winter Ever, but if you grew up in the 90s and the 2000s, early 2000s, I think that was a common book to read. And as a Black woman, I commonly was taught and brought up with cautionary tales. If you do this, this will happen. If you do that, this is what happened to this girl that I grew up with, or blah blah blah. And so I would always try to give our kids cautionary tales. My husband doesn't like it because he says this is going to frighten our kids, but it's real. It frightened me, so I never did things that were crazy. You know what I mean? But this is by Sherry Jones. It's also a Good Morning America book club book pick. So I'm really interested to read this and see what happens to this young lady as she makes these decisions. Now, on the cautionary tip, now that I'm getting older, so I go home. I've been home like every 2 or 3 years. When I go back home, I can see like the despair, and a lot of people who have made bad decisions or made decisions, there's consequences to every action. Yes, I have made some bad decisions in life, and I've had to pay those consequences. I've also made good decisions in life, and I've paid those consequences for good things. So as I've gotten older, I definitely see that there was some truth in what was said to the cautionary tale. But yeah, you guys, this is really good. I'm really excited about this one. And she's also a short story writer, and it's very short. I think this book is about 278 pages. Okay. The Fire Between High and Low, the Element series. Now, this is, I think, the 5th book in that series. One thing about Brittany Cherry, and I'm really recognizing this is my first book by her. I've never read anything by her. She's a Black author, but she does write about white people sometimes. But her books always have, people might not want the reading on the cover, but I really appreciate that she does provide the people inside the cover of what she or how she saw them to be. You might have a different character in your mind when you read the book, just like when I read Twilight. I don't know if you guys, when I read Twilight, I did not see Edward looking like Edward. I did not see Bella looking like Bella. Jacob, okay, yeah, Jacob was fine, but the other two characters, I didn't see them looking like that. So it might be something different, but it's still good to see how the author, the person who actually visualized it and wrote it down on paper, how they saw it to be. This book, I don't know. I don't read a lot of male authors. I don't know if you've ever noticed this about my channel, but I don't read a lot of male authors, first of all. If I read a male author, he has to be good, because to me, women are really good about writing about men, but men are not very good when it comes to the female character. Now, this right here says Long Division. It was kind of interesting. Look at that, y'all. So it's by Keith Layman. I hope I'm saying his name right. Now, Keith Layman, this is 2 different stories. Okay. And so basically, it's a Southern Gothic. Now, I do like S.A. Cosby, and he writes a lot of Southern Gothic novels, but he is amazing. I'm not going to compare him to S.A. Cosby, but this is about a young boy who basically becomes a YouTube celebrity, but then he's sent to live with his grandmother. Um, and then there's another story in here. I don't know what this is about, but this is different. This is definitely different. So we're gonna give this a try. Or this may be a gift for somebody this Christmas. Different. We like different, right? Try it out. and it's a Black author. Let me turn to him. It does have a blurb by it. Smart and funny and sharp. I loved it. Now I do like this is by the blurb was by Jasmine Ward. I do like funny books, so I don't know. He was born and raised in Jackson, Mississippi, so I guess he can do the Southern Gothic. He's approved because I don't know how much more Southern you can get than Jackson, Mississippi. All right. I forgot what the movie is called, but it has Kerry Washington in it. And it was a Tyler Perry movie. This right here is called Women of the Post. Now it's about these Black women, Judy and two of her other friends, that joined the Women Army Corps during 1944. So I'm very interested and happy to see that they are including stories of my people in the 1940s, the 1950s, that they're bringing those stories to life. We always see the same stories over and over. It's a historical romance written by Joshonda Saunders. But we always see the same stories over and over again. And it's nothing against those stories and how those stories are incorporated. I really love it. Harriet Tubman. Harriet Tubman, the last movie was awesome. I really love, what else do we have? Roots. I really love, those stories, but I would like to see other stories. One of the things I do like about Roots, Harriet Tubman, those types of stories. Oh, the Emancipation with Will Smith. See, that was something that was different. I feel like that movie didn't get enough. But one of the things that I really loved about that is because it showed us fighting back or being part of a cause, not just laying down and accepting. Because I feel like there's such why didn't they fight back? Or they must have loved to be slaves. And there's all that narrative that goes on. So I feel like education is power against that narrative. But lastly, while we're on our historical literature kick, I read, I don't know if you can see it. I don't mind getting close to the camera. Yeah, I don't mind. Yeah. With Love from Harlem by Rashonda Tate. Now, this book comes out in January. I don't know if you've ever seen Hazel Scott play the piano, but if you haven't, you can take a pause and go to YouTube or Google and hit Hazel Scott. You need to see her play the piano. She was a Black woman in the 1940s, 50s, 60s. That was amazing. She was a child prodigy. She could play two pianos at one time. She was the first Black woman that had her own TV show. And I just read this book. It was an arc. And it basically follows Miss Scott from the time she's in her mid 20s until she's like in her late 40s in her life. And it's a historical fiction. The author, Miss Tate, she does a good job of basically telling you what, you know, what she changed in the book, because she did change some things. She moved some characters around. She added some. You will see Billie Holiday in this book. You will see what is his name? Oh, you will see Nina Simone. You will see all kinds of different famous people during that time frame. You will also see Adam Clayton Powell Jr., who was a love interest of hers, and you will also follow their relationship. A good deal of the book is about their relationship, but I believe the book more was about her coming into her own as a woman during that time frame and the racism that she experienced and how she adapted to that, and the balance of wife, motherhood, career, how we all have to try to balance that as a woman without giving too much to one and not enough to the other. This is a really, really good book. I gave it a 4.5 stars, and I got it as an art from NetGalley. But if you have an opportunity to read this, I hope it does go on Kindle Unlimited because I think everybody should have an opportunity to read this. Maybe you can get it from Libby. It's humorous. It's fast paced. Definitely a good read. So, as a woman, I definitely related to Miss Scott. I didn't know too much about her. The first time I actually ever saw her is when Alicia Keys was playing the pianos and dedicating it to her at an award ceremony, and they show her on the back screen. I didn't know anything about this woman at all and all that she had done for Black culture. So I really appreciate that, and she is a part of the diaspora too. Is it? I think it's Barbados, where she was born, but she was raised primarily in New York. But I definitely recommend that book to anybody that wants to try a historical novel and not be too historical, because it's not laden with fact. It's more like reading a book, like about somebody, like in the present. So you're in the present. It's not like reading from the past. But yeah, that was a really good book. You should definitely try that out. That's the end of my book haul. I'm going to come back and show you guys some. I'm going to upgrade this because it's kind of, we're at the middle. We are at the middle of November and I have not upgraded this yet. I think I'm just going to go right to December because I've been really busy this month and I haven't been feeling that well. And so, I'm going to save this. That way I can move and groove between different ones. But I want to upgrade this because we're looking kind of rough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and use the guide that I had from the last one. It was a little small to me, but that's what I'm going to use. And then I might make it a little bit bigger. So like just a little bit on the side. And then I'm going to just a little bit. Just cut like this. Y'all, I'm sorry, my hands shake. They always shake. I did eat this morning. My husband made me some pancakes. I told him I wanted some pancakes. I told him on Friday, I was like, I want some pancakes. I wasn't feeling good. And he's like, you throwing up, you can't have no pancakes. But he made me some today for breakfast, which is so sweet. He has such a good heart. Okay. So then I'm going to go like this. And I'm just using this as my guide. As mothers, we know how to make stuff work. Okay. And then I'm going to go in and pick out some stickers to put on this. Okay. So I just figured I'd take y'all with me so y'all can see how I do this process. Real simple, real easy. These I got at Hobby Lobby. I think it was like 29 cents. Now, I'm not a big fan of Hobby Lobby, even though I love the Lord. It was actually 69 cents. These aren't the flashy ones. But it's actually 69 cents. But I got it. It was like 40% off. So I do love the Lord, but I don't believe in criticizing other people for their beliefs. So that's me. I was always raised not just to be inclusive, but to be respectful of other people's opinions and choices. But Hobby Lobby is the only thing that we have over here. We used to have a Joann's, but Joann's has since left us. So I'm just looking for, these are my book stickers. I ordered these off of Amazon a long time ago. So, Book Nerd. Oh, this is cute. This would be cute for Valentine's Day. I got another heart one. I haven't used these. I haven't even. Oh, this would be cute for. That's cute for December. I like that one. Okay, so we gonna go with that one. And then I want to show y'all some other ones I got. This is gonna be a long vlog, and I do apologize, but I just want to spend some time with y'all because I haven't really spent any time this week with the sickness and stuff. Okay. My hand shake more towards treatment time. And I just had treatment on Friday. So I'm just gonna, I got this as well from Hobby Lobby. And like I said, it was 40% off every 2 weeks. They have a sale. So what was on sale 2 weeks ago is not going to be on sale this week. But I got this. This is just the girl stickers. So I'll probably pick a black girl. I think I'm going to go with her. But she looks kind of like how I used to look before I cut my hair. I am growing my hair back out. Thank Jesus. It is coming in. Thank you. And I'm very happy about that. You know, it's been, trial and error. But I do use mostly natural, how that's looking. More natural hair stuff on my hair. And, I'm okay with that. A lot of stuff I see people do to their hair, I can't do to my hair. Because my hair, it can't take it. Like, my scalp can't take it. It'll break my hair off. So I just stick to what works for me. And that's all I can do. I have people compliment me all the time on my hair. Even though I might myself not be feeling the best, like, oh, I don't look the best or whatever. But people do compliment me on it, and I'm like, wow, where did that come from? Because I was feeling like I did not look good at all today. Okay. And then this last one, I got this one. This says months of the year sticker pack. Okay. I have never used this. I'm probably going to order some more offline because I didn't see too many, unless you want to go in and like get like a specialty Christmas one or something. But they got back to school in here. They got summer bikini ready. We need to get into some months that's a little bit colder here. Oh, okay. They got them labeled October, December. Hey. Okay. So we got Ho Ho Ho. We got Mary Mary. Should we do? I think we're gonna do. I think we'll do Ho Ho Ho. But Ho 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 has a very like. I don't want to say too much, but if you married to somebody like me who clowns. Okay, so we gonna go with Ho Ho Ho. And then we're gonna throw in Be Holly and Jolly. That's cute. All right. Well, I guess I could have put him right here. I think I should put him right here. Like this. Yeah, that looks good. I kind of want something else to put in the middle there. I don't know. Or let's see. I just want something small. No. Something new. Ooh. Let's see. Oh, they have a bump. You know what I think I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put this camera in here to represent y'all because I really enjoy doing these videos, by the way. I enjoy doing these videos. It's a chance for me to talk to y'all, and you know, even if 5 of you watch or 100 of you watch, whatever the number is, I really appreciate y'all for staying here, for watching these videos of me just ramble on and talk about my love for books and my love for this or that, my love for my kids, my love for my husband. Oh, that looks good. And it's different. So I do see the ones that you can get offline, and I did say I was going to print some out from Pinterest. You can go on Pinterest and screenshot some and then download them. Or you can go on Walgreens if you have Walgreens on your phone, or CVS, or however you like it. And then you can just print them out 5x7 and cut them down to the shape of your Kindle. And you can do that as well. But I like to have a unique one. So I wanted to have a unique one. I don't mind having a non-unique one, which is the ones from Kindle. Those are kind of unique too, but more into what what is something that's for me is this right here. So we got the Kindle. I always have this with me because I like the proper, but sometimes I just carry it like this. And yeah, I'm really sad because I don't know if I need to use some hot glue or whatever. This is starting to come loose right here. I think I will try to hot glue it because I'm very sad. I need to have something. I need to have a proper, whatever you call it, proper up. So this is this is the December Kindle for us, and I think she's looking pretty good. We have Ho Ho Ho, books as gifts, which I already mentioned that I was going to give books as gifts, and be Holly and Jolly, and then her with her bag. That's me with my work bag. So if you stay here to the end of the video, I do appreciate it. I am going to update my nails today with this, but I don't want to make the video too long, so I'm just going to show you what I'm going to do and how I do my nails. I do put stickers on my nails of my new nail sesh, and these usually last me about a week to 2 weeks. These are $4.99 at TJ Maxx. So if you don't know, you need to know. And they're really good. They don't damage my nails. I put gel overlay on them. But yeah, that's how I do my nails, because as a mother, as a woman who likes to travel, as a woman that likes to eat good at restaurants or wherever I want to do or however I want to do it, and buys books versus paying somebody $50. Well, if you stay to the end, I really appreciate you once again. And please like and subscribe and share. Have a great day.